Greetings, podsters. Welcome to episode 6 of our podcast.
Really? Is that how you would greet somebody on the street?
No. Greet somebody on the street, I'd probably just give him a Rachel nod. So,
A Rachel nod. Now you're going to have to explain to everybody what a Rachel nod is.
well, it's my mother-in-law's nonchalant little nod. She throws people that she knows. It's just a little...
She throws a nod at people.
She throws a nod at people. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
With my baseball cap and shades on. Sup, yo. Episode 6.
See, so that's how we should have started it.
Okay, let's start over.
No, I'm just saying, next time you might hear a different intro to our podcast.
Well, we're always different. We said we're bi-weekly, and check this out. It was only a week ago we had episode 5.
I know, it's ridiculous.
Because we can do whatever the fuck we want.
It's ridiculous. Ooh, I can't talk. Oh, well, it's been so hectic and insane throughout the holidays and even after the holidays, because right after the holidays, we have to take down decorations at the church. And then we have to... We had a surprise birthday party last weekend for my mom.
Was it last weekend? Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was last weekend.
Yeah, everything since right before Christmas. It's just
like right after Christmas, I was planning her party and stuff and trying to keep it a secret. And I'm such a big mouth when it comes to my mom. I just tell her everything. I don't know why I do that, but I do.
But you didn't this time. She was really surprised. It was a good party. But yes, we sure have been exhausted.
Yeah.
And luckily, was it Tuesday? We here in Texas got ice and snow. And since people here aren't used to it, we got to go home early from work.
Yes. I know, we went in like 1 hour and then we were out. It was awesome. And all we did was sleep.
Yeah, I think we're finally starting to catch up on sleep.
Yeah. So the holiday fog is finally over.
Yes, the fog has lifted.
And so we're kind of resting and rejuvenating.
and the way to do that is to throw a podcast.
Yes. Yeah, because today I was like, we have to... We'll be lazy. I just thought that we could just be lazy and I could just like... throw in some chores every once in a while here and there.
How did that work out? We got some laundry done.
I went to the grocery store.
You sure did, early in the morning.
Yes, very early in the morning. And I got us breakfast.
Yes, yummy yums from the grocery store.
Yeah, so,
Speaking of that, I think it's time for the...
Bullshit.
I'm calling out bullshit on the freaking products that I love at the grocery store, and then they get discontinued or the store decides to not carry them anymore because they're not selling, or...
Even worse, that is when they're actually in the store, but our lovely HEB here, they love to rearrange the store. So every other week you can't find your favorite products.
Yeah, I was furious. And it was so funny because there was a lady there too that was looking for her product and she had curly hair. And I was like, they got rid of your product too? And she was like, yeah.
I hate when they do that. What's the option? I mean, to try and find a new brand?
Well, then, I mean, if you want to stick with that brand, you have to go online and buy it. And I hate buying stuff online. I want that instant gratification. If I pay for something, I want it in my hand.
Yeah, you're not a patient person. I don't mind doing internet shopping. Well, depending on what it's for.
It just depends on some things. If it's not necessarily for me, I can like order something and have it. But if it's, something that I want or absolutely need at that moment, I want it.
Then you want it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, grocery stores, stop discontinuing the favorite products we love and cherish.
It really hurts.
That's a good
It's like stubbing your toe.
Or elbow.
I posed a question on the Facebook for podcasts. On the Podsters Facebook. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. And per usual, our paralyzed listeners couldn't be bothered typing.
I know. I was like, come on. I know people.
It was a good question. Come on, people. You guys have opinions about it.
Yeah.
I know you do.
I was just thinking, everybody has an opinion about tattoos. Some people could care less about them, and some people are very adamant about them. People with tattoos all over their body.
Oh, you looking at me?
No.
Yeah, I got one or two.
Yeah, you could say that.
But what's the question you posed?
The question that I posed was that, how do you feel about the new tattoos out there? The ones that people are like, oh my God, like, look at this line right here. And then this arrow is right here. And then I've got like a heart, and that represents my future husband or something. Or, this mark right here is for my son. This one's for my daughter, and this one's for my granddaughter. Kind of thing.
Yeah, since nobody wrote in and told us what they thought, I'll give you my 5 cents about it.
Okay, so what is it?
I think they suck. I love tattoos, but I miss the days, first off, when not everybody had them, because it starts being silly right there. If you get a tattoo, be man or woman enough to own it.
Right.
When you guys make these weird little things and you hide them away, why do you even bother getting them? That would be like to get a somewhat offensive band shirt and then go, and I'm only gonna wear it inside out under a sweater that I'm gonna have under a jacket so nobody can see it, but I know I wear it. It's ridiculous. That's number one. If you're gonna get a tattoo or more, just own them. Have them and get them done by someone who actually knows what they're doing, because there's a lot of crappy tattoos out there. Tattoos, I think we all, if we like them, can agree is and should be an art form.
It is.
That means spend the extra money and get it done professionally. I have not seen so many bad tattoos anywhere but here. And I think it's because people think that, my buddy got a kit from China and he kind of sort of can paint, and he's going to do it to me for a 6-pack. Not the best way to do it. That will lead you probably to regret it later on.
Yeah, it's almost like a hairdresser per se. You want a nice haircut. You're not going to go to...
Well, you're not going to give your 5-year-old kid...
the free beauty school sessions or whatever that they have there.
But with the tattoos, it's not even the free beauty school. Or would you go to somebody who's got experience and you've seen their stuff and it looks good? It's not even beauty school with the tattoos. It's like giving your 5-year-old son or daughter scissors and say, go to town.
Yeah.
And then you're supposed to be happy about it?
I'm comparing the two professions.
Yeah, but the profession of somebody who shouldn't be holding a tattoo gun and doing it in the back of his car or whatever is not comparable even to a beauty school for free. That's giving your 5-year-old free reign.
Yeah.
So please don't do that. And as it comes to these whole weird... I miss the days when to me, a tattoo, you should be able to see what it is from across the room.
Right.
You shouldn't have to go guess or have it as some sort of weird conversational piece.
Or like fad tattoos, like when everybody went out and got the Chinese symbols and they're like, this means rain, and...
Or tribals.
Or tribals.
But I think that comes back to tribals
and the
are
dreaded
fun.
Tramp stamp. Oh my God. I mean, I'm pretty
atrocious.
Sure you could have rocked it back then in the 90s, but how old are you now?
Not just that. To me, all those kind of tattoos stem from when tattoos became sort of every man's property. And like I said, get a tattoo and own up to it. And to me, tribals and all these little symbols are people who don't really own up to it. Because you can, it's just like a pattern. And then you can come up with some bullshit story about what that pattern represents. If
Yeah.
you want to show love to your mom, a heart, a rose, or something, and a banner that says mom.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it. I mean, it's kind of cool to be literal now at this point because everybody is so out there with their tattoos and their symbolism and stuff, you know. It's just
I just don't get it because here's the thing. It's just like art. It is a matter of, if you buy a piece of artwork, you do it because you love it. If you look at the actual motif of what's on there, there's a million forests, there's a million sailboats, there's a million of everything that's being painted. And it's the same with tattoos. You're not unique. I'm sorry to say it. You do an arrow just because you haven't seen it. I promise you there's a million other people with an arrow.
You know, and by all means, tattoos are an artwork, no matter what they do, what they mean or whatnot.
Oh, of course, but what I mean is that people think that if I do something quote unquote weird, I'm unique, I'm the only one that has it, and you're not, so you might as well go and get something good.
Yeah.
Get something, like I said, I love it when you can see a tattoo from a mile around. You shouldn't have to guess what it is. If it's an eagle, then make it an eagle and have somebody do it their style.
That just reminds me of someone's tattoo. What was it? The self-made tattoo?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That person had a self-made tattoo on his chest.
And it certainly did look like he had made it himself.
Yeah, it was self-made. No, I don't know. But it looked horrible. And I was like, yeah, that's horrible. There's no other way to put it. And to be honest, I was honest by telling him that it was horrible, which brings me to the next kind of little
segment
thought that popped into my head earlier today, which, well, actually it wasn't today, it was actually yesterday that popped into my head. What would you say to someone who you either work with or are friends with, or maybe it's your brother or sister or someone that you know, comes in rocking a not so savory outfit, I guess, to be nice, you know, or just something ill-fitted and makes them look weird, or it's just not them. I don't know.
It depends, I guess.
What would you say to them? Would you just flat out tell them?
It depends on the person. Like if my brother, who has his own style and
yes,
can take
he
criticism,
does have his own style.
Yeah, but if he showed up in a pink shirt, for instance, I would tell him, or I would ask him, what the fuck is that? Because it's not him.
Yeah.
If it's somebody who walks by in an ill-fitted pink shirt, let's say that it's too tight at work, I may not say something. It depends on the person. If I know that the person can take it,
then I definitely kind of say something.
It's either really ill-fitted or it's not their style, because style can vary. I mean,
and I have to say, for women, some styles just don't look good on certain shapes.
Well,
if you know what I mean.
For men, but it's even more visible for women. But yeah, it would, for me, it would depend on who the person is doing it.
Yeah.
My brother, I certainly would tell. Somebody I'm acquainted with at work, maybe not.
Yeah, I
definitely wouldn't flag them down and be like, hey, you.
You don't want to be the first person to raid on their parade?
No. And actually, I guess with that, even if they asked for my advice, I would still say it would depend on the person.
Yeah.
If I know that they could take it, like let's say that the pants are way too tight or something. If I know that they could take it, I might be like, hey, did those shrink in the wash? But same thing, I wouldn't flag somebody down and be like, hey, I can see your muffin top, change pants.
Stop. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Okay, sorry. Yeah, that's so funny.
What would you do? I mean, I would definitely
said
just do
everything I would have done, you know, whether it be, you know, someone that I don't know that's, you know, walking by at work or passing me in the hall or whatnot at the grocery store, if they're rocking that hideous outfit or something, or that ill-fitted outfit, I'm not going to say anything to them. But if I know them and they ask me, hey, how do I look? I'm not going to be like, dude.
Well, to me, it's totally...
I would maybe give them some tips to improve, or tell them that whatever tips you're giving them should improve the look.
Yeah, because the whole thing is a little bit tricky too, for instance, with style. Certain style... I mean, you can look weird, maybe, if that's what you want to call it. But if it's within a certain style... Mm-hmm. Then who am I? I may not like it, but it's, I'm not a fan of the whole preppy sailboat shoes and pink shirts and stuff. But if it's somebody who rocks that whole thing, who am I to judge them? Exactly. I wouldn't say anything about that. But maybe then if the shirt is 3 sizes too big or 3 sizes too small, and I know them, I might be like, hey, ever considered a different size? But it depends on the person.
It's like that one time we were driving away from the bridge with your parents. We had just taken them out to the bridge. That's so awesome. And we were in the parking lot getting ready to leave and stuff, and there were these kids in a car or a truck or something. I can't remember. Yeah,
they were hanging around outside some sort of vehicle.
Yeah, and one kid had his pants halfway down his legs.
Yeah, that wasn't even hippity hop. That was just pants were falling off his freaking legs.
You could see his boxers, and these were Hispanic kids. So I was like, hey, pull up your pants. I can see your chones. And they were like, what? And I'm pretty sure Chris's parents were a bit startled, but I said it again, and
I know Melly's got kind of stressed out.
Because these kids were like little wannabe thugs, but they weren't.
Dude, that kid would have fallen if he tried to walk.
Yeah. And as soon as they realized I said what I said, they just kind of, the kids' friends were like giggling at him. Because
but he deserved it, because that was way more than within the style.
Yeah, I was just the pants around the knees and stuff, and showing your underwear off or whatnot. That is just so ugly.
That was a good call out, and then apart from that, like I said, it depends on the person.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do it to just anyone, but if I know they can take it, for sure, I'll tell them.
Yeah. They were just little wannabes, and they were trying to dress the part, and they thought they were being cool, and I called them out. But it was good, because adults need to call kids out when they're being stupid.
Yeah, that's something drifting away from the clothes topic. But certainly, just look at our neighborhood. There's stuff going on with these teens or kids, whatever you want to call them. Mm-hmm. People complain about it, but they never really call them out.
Yeah.
I would totally call some punk ass kid out.
Oh, and I do.
And if I got attitude, it wouldn't be pretty for that kid. I don't care about the parents. Parents today, you guys need to stop being doty and be all, no, but we had that too. Don't yell at if you have a problem with my children, come to me. No, if your kids can't behave, I'll fucking tell your kids to their face.
Sometimes they need other people to tell them that what they're doing is not so nice.
Yeah, adults today doesn't act like adults, and kids today think that they act adult. Let's change that back to adults.
Kids are so spoiled these days. I don't know, but that's why I don't have any. No, but anyways, so the other thing that got that struck a chord with me today.
Before you say that, because I'm pretty sure we're gonna edit this out anyways. Have you noticed that for 6 episodes now, when we're going to start a new segment, you say, okay, so...
Yes, I know I always do that.
Okay.
I know.
We'll edit that out.
It doesn't matter, whatever. I'm learning, okay?
So...
The topic that's been striking a chord with me lately, and I've been wanting to talk about it for a while, but I just haven't really found the right time to really say, fuck it. This is what I need to say. The Me Too movement. I get it. No one deserves to be victimized, violated, sexually harassed, or abused in any way, shape, or form. But if there's a way for you to prevent it, or if you know that it's happening to you, you need to report it and get help. That's what I'm trying to say. What I'm seeing with the Me Too movement, my perception is that these people who seem to they can't think for themselves. So they depend on social trends via social media or the media in general to tell them what to think and to tell them what to know or act on.
I think that's true in some cases.
These people who don't seem to understand the true meaning of the Me Too movement are taking advantage of the sympathy and support that it's getting right now.
Oh, for sure. There's always people like that. And I think today with the social media and everything so easily at hand, you have more and more of the users, so to speak, the ones that actually abuse the movement.
Certain people out there that just don't know how to think for themselves, and if they think that something has possibly happened to them 5 years ago, and then they realize, oh, that was bad. Maybe I shouldn't have flirted with that guy because he grabbed my ass afterwards.
Yeah, to me, that doesn't constitute as a Me Too.
No, I really don't think so. I mean, I've seen it so many times where girls flirt with guys and then maybe the flirting gets a little extreme. And then the guy probably thinks, oh man, she wants to be in some kind of relationship with me other than friendship. You know, those are his intentions. That's what he sees because he's getting these mixed signals. But your intentions, the one that is flirting with this guy and you don't want to be in any kind of a relationship with them, but you just think it's fun to flirt, no, that's a recipe for disaster.
Oh, yeah, it is. For sure.
Because you're dealing with people's emotions and they could take things out of context and then they pounce and then you're either ready or not ready to take whatever happens. You know, don't put yourself in that situation.
And I don't think that would constitute as a Me Too thing to do.
No, I don't think so. I mean, and it's like I said earlier, I don't think anyone deserves to be victimized.
No, but I think
but you have to take care of yourself.
Should be for the people that are true victims.
Yeah.
Not you guys that hindsight it and decide to feel that, oh, that probably wasn't for me. Don't go Me Too it. I mean, there's so many celebrities, and I would say, yes, some of them behaved badly.
I mean,
don't get me wrong, but if you go on a date with a celebrity and you get drunk and you fool around and you might be doing more than fooling around, and then that's it, that's that, and then 2 years later you go, oh, that night wasn't all that great.
Yeah, I felt uncomfortable, but I didn't want to say anything.
You have to speak up then. That's not a Me Too.
That's not... You have to say something. If you don't feel comfortable in those situations, you need to say, stop, no, that's it, I gotta go.
And don't put yourself in that situation to begin with. But I think people are so starstruck.
Yeah, and that's sad. I mean,
I've seen that firsthand.
I don't know if I would ever do that, but I don't know, Matthew McConaughey? I don't know. I'm kidding. But
yeah, but let's say that's how you think you would feel, and then you ended up on a date with Matthew McConaughey,
which would never happen, by the way.
No, but now it happens because this is all just hypothetical.
Okay.
And you start feeling uncomfortable. Why wouldn't you just say, hey, dude, stop it. We're done.
Yeah.
Why would you let it all happen, pretend you're having a good time, and 2 years later being all, Matthew McConaughey, me too, hashtag is a slime bag.
And we're not saying that he is. We're just using him
this
as an
is
example.
Completely just an example. Don't put yourself in that situation then. If you're uncomfortable, leave. Don't just do something because somebody's a quote-unquote star.
But... okay, I could play devil's advocate to this and say maybe I just wasn't in the right frame of mind to say no or stop or get help or report it. What then?
Right. But I said that there are some people that Me Too totally pertains to, like the Olympic, what's it called? The Michigan State scandal that's going on right now.
Oh, yeah, that doctor with the gymnast. And so, oh my God, that my heart goes out to
what
those
I'm saying
girls.
is that those girls are completely, all of them should be hashtagging Me Too.
Yeah, they should,
But
definitely.
then-
They definitely have that reason to.
Yeah, and that's so, please, we're not slagging the movement as such, but
No,
we're saying that
not
there
at all.
are people that now get media attention and jump on the bandwagon by saying that, 5 years ago, I think somebody might have been a slime ball to me.
Yeah.
Hashtag Me Too, and they get to show up in media and stuff, and
Yeah.
it causes a sensation for them,
really
and it ruins somebody else's life. And
Yeah.
that is not cool when it's more or less unsubstantiated rumors.
Right.
Those are the people we were talking about. So what's the word of advice from Michelle?
Well, my word of advice is that I think that people should take care of themselves, be aware of their surroundings. If something is not so nice and you feel uncomfortable, whether it be at work, at home, in your church, if something's not right, you need to report it. And don't report it 12 years down the road or whatever, because it's really hard to substantiate the accusation.
Yeah.
And it's always, and to think that if you're the first one to report somebody being a slimeball to you, you could have potentially stopped him from doing it to other people.
Well said.
There. That's my piece. Don't put yourself in that situation. Take care of yourself.
Well, we hoped you liked this episode of The Podsters.
Yeah, I hope you guys liked it. It was something different. It's definitely something to think about,
And don't forget, let us know what you guys think. Post a comment on our Facebook page or email us at thepodsters with a Z at gmail.com.
That's thepodsters@gmail.com.
And as always, you can find our episodes on YouTube. We're also on SoundCloud.
Bean sprout? No, I'm sorry. I always get those two confused. Pod sprout? No, bean pod. It's a bean pod, right?
No.
No. Bean cast. Cast bean. That's kind of funny, guys.
Let's try this again. I thought you had notes with...
That was on
it.
last week's notes, damn it. I'm not looking at last week's notes.
Let's try this again. You can find us on YouTube, SoundCloud. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to edit this.
Okay. Hold on. Buzzsprout, SoundCloud, Podbeans, and YouTube. Okay.
All of those end with .com. So let's try that one again.
Did you trick me into saying it?
I thought you were gonna say them.
Oh my god, this is hilarious. I think you should just leave this all. Don't edit any of it.
You can find us on YouTube, SoundCloud,
Buzzsprout, Podbeans, and of course YouTube.
Okay, this is getting out of hand.
The Bon Jovi.
Okay, guys, we hope you enjoyed this episode.
God, you're gonna keep it. That's cool. We're just having fun. I mean, I have to let loose after that serious podcast. All right, guys, have a good one. Take care.
We'll see you next week.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye from Melis.
Puss och kram.